Greetings, everyone. I'm doing this video for my new subscribers or viewers. Unfortunately, some of you have been watching the most recent videos and it didn't click to you to go back and check out what other content I have in terms of other subject matter. But you will see comments sometimes that says, when this is over, what are you going to do? And for my subscribers and my longtime viewers, that's a silly question. Nevertheless, I decided that I'm going to provide you, if you are new here, with something a little different. Sharing 20, and I might give you a bonus 20 things to think about or consider. And I'm going to share my thoughts of what I have learned in my 58 years of life. And I'm starting out with this jar that I'm holding in my hand, and it says, "A little money can change the world." And I'm sure most of you will agree. I call this my prosperity jar because this holds what I believe to be some of the most spiritual truths that I know and I experience and I believe, and not just believe, I trust and understand to be true. And if you are on the channel for a long time, I would have shared with you what this prosperity jar is, what it means to have one. And in this jar, I got money. And this money is any funds that I receive through my work. I take something from it and I put it here. Okay. And it is meant to stay here and activate all my intentions in terms of the things I'm trying to manifest. And so what you'll see also are some paper towels, and on the paper towel is written the things that I desire, whether it be things I desire for this month or for the next 10 years. I put them here. If there are things that are very important to me, I write them down, and as soon as they come to pass, I check them off, and then I remove it from this once everything that I asked for is complete, and then I put a new one. I always put money. I put coins in there as well. So not just paper money, I put coins in the jar as well, along with the things I'm trying to manifest. And so this is my prosperity jar. I always have one. And it's just insane how absolutely amazing this practice that I've had for more than 20 years in helping me to achieve my dreams and to manifest the things that I desire in my life, and to see the act of God and see that prayers get answered. And all we need to do is to put one foot ahead of the other and to hold the thoughts in our mind. As I have shared before, there's a pattern to guarantee success in life, or to get the things that you desire and not in your life. And it starts with what occurs in the mind. The mind have to be strong enough and most powerful enough to bring that thing to you. So anything that you desire, it is available to you. That is the only reason why you're desiring it. And so when you think about it, you write it down, hence the paper towel that I'm talking to you about. You write it down. And so you think about it, you write it down, you walk towards it. That means if you decide you want a car, you go to a car dealership and you go there, and you do not limit yourself. You look for the one that you cannot afford, the most expensive one. Dream big, it is free. And as you go into that car and you ask for a test drive, or you ask to just sit there in it, and then you keep visiting the thing that you want, and before you know it, it's yours to have. Okay, that is not the general message here in this video. I'm just telling those who are new how I manifest the things in my life that I desire and how it has worked for me. I think 20 something years ago, I went to Italy, and when I came back, I had one of these jars. And when I came back to check off my trip, because I know it was on there, I realized it was the last one on my list. And for the last 20 years, I literally get everything that I ask for using this principle. And I share it with others as well. And they too can testify that it works for them. Now, the general purpose, though, of this video is to list 20 things that if you follow these things or understand them, you are on your way to having a good life, a peaceful life, a life of simplicity, and also building or creating wealth. And each person must define, what wealth is to them. Okay, so wealth doesn't look the same for everybody. Okay, now, so number one, if you can learn this, as I have learned, you're on your way to having a happy life. Number one, guard your time. Time is so precious. Okay, time is precious. So as you get older, time moves faster. Now, today's what? October 11th. And I can't believe how fast the days are going, right? So time is so valuable. And if you respect it and you guard your time, you're moving towards the right direction. Okay, like I said, time flies. Those of you who remember when I was celebrating my 50th birthday, I went to Niagara Falls and it was just such an amazing time. And now it's 8 years later. And I think about my daughter, she's going to be 18 next Friday, and that still blows my mind. Okay, that's number one. So you value your time. So whatever you're doing with yourself, make sure you're investing in your own time. So if you're listening to this video, as soon as you get off the video, go do something that is going to help you, your life, or help your situation. And you can even jump off it before you even finish listening to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to listen to this video later on. I'm going to do this thing that is going to help to better my life. Number two, invest money. Money is a tool. And a lot of times when we get money, I can speak for myself, all I would think of is who I can give it to. It wasn't really how I can go spend it. I spent years thinking as soon as I get money in my hand, who can I bless? And while that is not in and of itself a bad thing, it is a terrible thing for somebody when you do that and you share and give everything away and you have nothing for yourself. And the people that you invest in and give to, they don't care if you live or die. Okay? So understand that this money is a tool and you must use it wisely. Okay, I'm going to extend that further in number 3 by saying money does not solve all your problems, but you do not want to be in a situation where you need it and it's not available. So while you don't want to become a prisoner of money, you also don't want to be the type of person who gets it and throw it away, or waste it, or spend it on the wrong thing or people and live your life regretting that. Okay? When we create wealth, and I want you to know that wealth whispers, riches yell, and of course, not to mention poverty. The worst thing to ever see is poor people who think that they're rich. And nothing is wrong with having that mindset to say, I'm wealthy, but with living like you're rich when you are poor. Okay? So number 3, we're not going to chase money. We pursue knowledge instead. And once you have knowledge, you will know or learn how to invite money. Okay? Money cannot buy good character or integrity. And this is why, this is what I notice in our community. People don't know that because you have money doesn't make you more important than anyone else. Or because you have money, that means you should just follow these individuals blindly and worship them. No, it doesn't. Because I have money doesn't mean I'm going to be a good character, a good person that you should trust, or any of that. But we're not going to say, oh, money is evil and money and people who have money is bad. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. Now, let me go to the next one. I think I'm at 4. Yes. And when the word metamorphosis comes up, the thing you must think about is how you can embrace changes. Change represents purpose. Some people are afraid of changes in their life because they think, if they let go of what they're familiar with, it's just going to be too difficult. But sometimes the universe will force you, will let things happen in your life to force you to make that change. Some people get divorced, some people get sick, some people, without these things happening, you wouldn't have left the job, you would not have left that bad relationship, you would not have put yourself first. Number 5, I think. Patience. We must have patience, and you must be prepared to trust the process and recognize the God in you. And not every bad thing that is happening to you is a curse. Sometimes it's a blessing. Okay, so I know it's not easy to exercise patience when you're waiting and you're praying and you're longing for these wonderful things to happen in your life, and you just keep on, rushing into or meeting or experiencing negative things. Number 6, seek out older folks. And I'm not talking about just any older folk, people who are wise, who have wisdom to impart, who can teach you how to explain why certain things happen. There's nothing greater than sitting at the feet of someone who has lived and who have life lessons. Don't mean they had a perfect life. It just means that they learn a thing or two and they can part it onto you. The wisdom, it becomes like a discerning spirit, because when you understand these things, as the thing we refer to as red flags, it's because these people had experiences in their past and they learn from it, and then they can impart it to you. There's so many times I talk to people and they're in a relationship, and I can clearly see that relationship is head for no place but problem. And I ask them questions, because some people don't want to hear your opinion when they're entering into a relationship because they're in love and all of that. But when you're a wise person and when you're able to discern certain things, and when you can recognize the red flags, as I said earlier, you can guide people if they're open, because sometimes people ask you for your opinion, but they don't really want it. Number 8, self improvement. And when we're talking about self improvement, never compare yourself to anybody. Don't look at other people's success and use that to measure your own. You have to understand that the comparison you have must be the one with yourself, who you were yesterday and who you would want to be today. Okay? Learn to invest in yourself. And having a simple life sometimes is the best investment you can have. And a simple life sometimes just mean going for a walk, stopping to smell the rose. You know how many times I stop to hug a tree and people would be driving by and they look at me like I'm crazy. But I'm connecting with nature, saying these are the things that are more important, not money, not the house, not the cars, not the status we have in life, but the simplicity in life, the things that are actually free. Number 9, we are often told to work hard. I am tired of working hard. I worked hard. Nobody works harder than Black people, and they often have very little to show for it. So I'm saying what I learned is the importance of working smart, to strategize how you can get ahead, not just for today, but long term. That's where it's brilliant to recognize how you can grow from strength to strength in your mental health, in your financial wealth. See it as a goal to invest in everything or every area of your life. Number 10, discipline, self control, consistency. I'm putting all of those in one. Long-term plan, this means unstoppable results. When you can exercise self-control and you're consistent in everything you do and you're disciplined. So for example, you say, boy, I'm tired of living in this rental property, and I'm just putting money into somebody else's pocket. I'd like to one day own something for myself. That is going to require a lot of discipline. During these times when I'm trying to, invest in something, I stop going to get my nails done. I go grocery shopping and I'm just focusing on what I need as opposed to buying things that I keep in my fridge and throw out because they're bad. I bought more than I needed. It meant that I wasn't shopping for clothing anymore or makeup or any of these things because I have something that I want to achieve, and that means that I'm going to have to bear some hardship. Okay? Number 11, it's similar to one I'm listed about the comparison above, but again, I'm going to repeat it here. Compete with yourself. Okay? Compete with yourself. Become a better person today than you were yesterday. That's one of the greatest skills you could acquire. If you can learn to recognize where you were yesterday and level up, or do what you need to do today. All right. Number 12, recognize your talents and tap into it. This is where your purpose is. Ask yourself, what is my purpose? What am I here for? Recognize it. There's so many talented people out here, not just singers and dancers, people who have skills with their hands, people who are good to talk to other people, to encourage them, people who will keep it real, even when people will hate on you because you tell them the truth. Your skill or your talent might be in connecting with people and really reasoning with them and telling them the truth. And even if they are angry with you today, when they think about it, they recognize it is a truth and it motivates them to change or to become better people. Okay? Be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday is the most important thing. Okay? Take responsibility and take control of your choices, the choices you make in life. A lot of times people do terrible things to us, but we have to look into ourselves and say, what role did I play in this? What responsibility must I take? Because it takes two. Someone cannot come and penetrate your borders unless you have an opening. Okay? And I always miss my count. So I think I'm at 13. Do not overindulge in self-righteousness. While there's an opportunity for you to become a better version of yourself, understand that you don't know everything. Be open to knowing that someone else might know a little thing or two. And we are not perfect. And so when we see things or we see bad behavior and we call them out, we also understand and we have to modify what we're saying by saying, I'm not perfect either. But because you're imperfect, it doesn't mean that you should see something that is obviously and clearly an abomination and endorse it because you're saying, well, I don't want to judge. It's not about judging. It's about saying this thing is wrong. And whether you have done it in the past or not, you can still call it out. Just like you got your kids, and if they're doing something or walking down the path that you walk down, you're not going to say, well, I did it too, so I'm going to just allow them to do it. You're going to say, no, that is wrong. I'm not encouraging it. Do you understand? If I failed in that area, I want you to succeed. 14, manage your life. Be the manager in your life. So while we see other people's mistakes or mistake we made in the past, we learn from them and we say, okay, I don't want this to happen to me, or I don't want it to happen to me again. When we learn to manage our relationship, our money, right? It sets you on a path for success. If you mismanage these things, you will lose big time. When you learn the lesson after you've lost, it is a thing that takes decades and some people never get over it. Okay? So you manage your life in a way where you decide who are you going to get involved with, the relationship you start up with people, with friends, with whatever, with your relationship with money is very important. Again, When we're talking about managing your life or managing your money, we're talking about asset managements too. Okay, sorry, asset management, the things you own, the debts you have, how to avoid, comparing yourself with other people, how you can avoid compulsive spending. That is all a part of managing your life. 15, stand out by being the best version of yourself. And when you are in a situation or you're in a job, do everything in your power to be the best at what you do. Not because you're comparing yourself to other people, but because you value yourself and your product so much. Make your accomplishments become an expectation. Always challenge yourself to be better. So it's not like you're being too hard on yourself, but you're saying, you know what, when I present something and I put my work out there, someone should be able to recognize it and say, hey, I think that's Jenny's work. I strive to be different from everyone else. So even in my business, I always try to extend what I do beyond what is already offered or is available to other people. Be the best version of yourself. Provide the best service to others. And it's not always going to be appreciated. There are times when people are ungrateful, but don't let that stop you. 16, invite peace, love, and joy in your life. So getting to know people, if they're not going to allow these things to happen in your life freely, then you have to remove yourself. Please know that when you invite people into your life, it's very risky. You open yourself to all kinds of demonic activities and wickedness from people. So as you invite peace and joy and people come around you and they're not bringing that, be okay with walking away or shutting the door. You have friends that you've known forever, and you always have this thing going back and forth with them. This minute you're a friend, next minute you're not friends anymore. This minute you're arguing, next. I don't have time for that at my age. If you're not bringing peace, if you're not bringing something to my life to help me improve or elevate my own life or my happiness, I just don't want to be a part of it. Okay, so I'm jumping to 17, to having boundaries, like healthy boundaries. There's nothing harder than regret to overcome. Living with regret is one of the worst things. And even after you've had these bad experiences, you have to find a way how to let it go. So these regrets do not destroy you. And remember, don't become fearful of having bad experience, because guess what? The things you fear is what you attract. I guarantee you. Anything I always worry about that I don't want to happen, it is going to happen. It's just the nature of that. So instead of getting up and say, I don't want this to happen, if you say that, it is going to happen. You say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to do everything in my power to invite the things that I want to me. Okay. Number 18, choose your spouse, your friends carefully. This is like an extension of the one before when we talk about boundaries, establishing these boundaries between you and people or business or the things that you do. But I further that by saying, you know what, as we pick our friends, our spouses, or surround ourselves with people who are positive, people who can help us realize our dreams or our goals, and not feel guilty for aligning yourself with people who are positive, aligning yourself with people who know how to help you get through whatever situation you're going through, who can lead you to the direction that you want to go. They don't have to just give you money. Some people feel like, oh, I'm going to just align myself with people who can give me things. That means you're a user. Align yourself with people who you see are doing the things that you would like to do, and you learn and grow from them. 19, learn from your mistakes. Do not repeat them. You learn and you move on. Feeling pity for yourself does not help anything. Okay? It will impact your ability to move on or to learn from the past. It will impact your ability to level up. So, yes, we feel bad and we have a little pity party here and there, but we pull our bootstraps up and we say, okay, let's keep it moving. Past mistakes should help you to grow, should teach you so that when you recognize it in other people or when you see it coming down the road, you can turn the other way. You can avoid it. 20. Do not worry about people's opinion about you. So even as I'm on this internet sharing my thoughts and my ideas and my opinion about whatever social situation happening, I would hope the individuals that I'm talking about do not let my opinion hinder them from living their own life. I am not your God. I'm not the designer, the creator of your existence. So if you feel what I'm saying is something that is counterproductive to what you hope to achieve in your life, even for the viewers who come here to try to have big arguments with me, these are just my opinion. You don't have to listen to me. Have more self-control. You say you love somebody and I'm saying something that you don't like. Why are you here giving me views? Why are you here having long conversation and arguing with me over someone that you don't even know? You know what I mean? Don't let my story or my opinion impact your life so much that you're coming undone and ready to fight and argue and make your blood pressure go up in the ear over something or someone or something that doesn't even help your life grow or help you improve your situation. Do not allow anything or anyone to control you. Remember that. I think the last one was 20. I'm very bad when I'm doing these lists because I'm going into it and giving examples, and sometimes I lose track of my count. So these are the rules that I live by daily. And of course, you can always improve them as you go along. But at my age, I am now at the point where I can tell you I have no patience for the mess. And if someone is saying something to me or doing something to me that is pushing me to go out of character and making me too angry or too boisterous, then I always have to roll that back and say and question myself to say, how is this helping me to improve my life? How is this going to help me to gain or traction or to move forward? Yes. All right. I hope this is helpful. I hope you've gotten something from it, a nugget here or there. Talk to me in the comment section, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And I can see that some of you are liking or listening to the ads that are being played on the video. And I can thank you so much for that. There are people I know who tell me they play the video in the background when the ads coming up. They go to get water, they go to use the bathroom break or something like that. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Talk to me in the comment section and stay blessed.